Hey, happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. That's tomorrow, and I hope you enjoy celebrating it in the Irish tradition with mulligan stew and parades and rivers that have been dyed green and mugs of apple juice so you can celebrate the holiday of St. Patrick, which is a religious holiday, but not really anymore. This is Baby's first St. Patrick's Day. It comes in a series of Baby's first Chinese New Year, Baby's first United States, Baby's first Thanksgiving. So if you enjoy this book and you see how practical it is, then it's something that you should probably invest in the others, or at least check them out at the library to see whether you like them or not. Okay, let me go here. I like this book because it has soft edges, it's a good cover, and it feels sturdy. Feels sturdy. Guess you'd have to let your kids try it to make sure. This is an Irish drum, and there's that beautiful, beautiful Irish dress that the kids use to do their Irish jigs. Have you ever seen an Irish jig? Ask your daddy to show it to you, or dad, show it to you. Look it up on YouTube and show it to the kids because it's a very interesting dance and very stylish, and it's the beginning of a series of cultural dances that I'm going to try to introduce as we go along. So this would be the first one, the Irish jig. All right. How many of you really, really enjoy Thanksgiving Day or Christmas? Besides the presents at Christmas, how many of you really enjoy celebrating with your family and eating really good food and having all your friends and neighbors come? Well, that's what this book is about. The luckiest St. Patrick's Day ever. Now, this author this author has written several books, I think, and has a separate illustrator. I like this book because it's all rhyming. Let me just read you a couple of lines. After the march, it's home for lunch. Mulligan stew and apple. What do you think? Punch. That's right. That's right. Kate cuts the cabbage. Pat shells the peas. The mischievous children just do as they please. All right. Cabbage, please, peas. Cabbage doesn't rhyme with anything there. All right, let me see one more. There goes Bedelia leading the clan, arm in arm with their granddaddy Dan. She swings her shillelagh. They walk and talk gaily, moving as fast as they can. Now, in this one, there's some words that your child probably doesn't know and maybe has never heard. Words like clan and fife, and what else were there? Jig, and the phrase, there's never too many guests. That means there's always an extra chair. Someone can always come and be part of it. This is a typical story about the St. Patrick's Day parade, the St. Patrick's Day games, the St. Patrick's Day feast, and the St. Patrick's Day celebration of the luck of the Irish. The next book is sweet. It's The Little Leprechaun Who Loved Yellow. Now, what color do you associate with leprechauns? What color is it? Green, that's right, green. Well, this poor leprechaun loved yellow, so he felt uncomfortable all the time because he wanted to be wearing yellow instead of green. Now, he liked colors. He liked the red in his beach ball. He liked the blue in his sailboat. He liked his purple snake, and he liked his orange book bag, and he liked his yellow bananas more than anything. He liked the yellow daffodils more than anything. He liked the bright yellow sun more than everything. But the little leprechaun was bored. I guess he was bored. He wanted to do something, so he went for a walk. And guess what happened when you go for walks? First of all, you should always tell someone where you're going, and he didn't do that. And secondly, you probably ought to have an idea where you're going, which he didn't have. Well, he had a little idea because of the rainbow, and he was going to go find the gold at the end of the rainbow. Remember I told you nobody had done that yet? Well, I'm not going to tell you the rest of the story because I want you to see what he finds at the end of the rainbow. And it is gold. And finally, What happens? What does his mother do to honor his choice of loving yellow more than green? This is a sweet book. It's a book that at the end of it, is this the one? At the end of it, there is a, I don't know if you can see this or not. At the end of it, there's a certificate for each child who's been read to this. You probably have to make copies if it's more than one. The parents sign it and date it and fill out the child's name. And they get this because they follow their heart, and they're considerate and careful and friendly. So if you're reading this book and your child is all of these things, then he or she gets his very own certificate, which is a pretty big accomplishment if you can do all those things. But I'm not going to tell you what happens at the end. And finally, this is a cute version of Jack and the Beanstalk, but it's the Irish version. Tim O'Toole and the Wee Folk. Now, the Wee Folk are leprechauns. And some people say they're 3 feet tall, which might be, some of you might be 3 feet tall. Or some of them say they're the size of a mouse or a rat, little teeny. Well, I've never seen one, but I've seen a lot of pictures, and I'm going for the little teeny ones. Nonetheless, this is a story about a man who was poor, just like Jack. Jack's mother sent him out with some beans to grow some food. And what happened? He went up to the giant in the sky. Well, Tim O'Toole's wife was very angry, sent him out to go get a job. He didn't get a job. He got a golden goose, and then he lost it. He got a tablecloth that he spread it out, and beautiful, gorgeous food, abundance of food, more than you could eat, appeared on the tabletop. And finally, he lost that too. So he lost the goose, he lost the tabletop, to the same people, by the way. And they gave him a golden buckled leprechaun's hat. Well, that seemed to do the job. He ended up getting all of his toys back. He got the tablecloth, and he got the goose, and he kept the hat for the future. I wonder what was under the hat. I wonder whatever was under the hat. I wonder how big or little it was. I wonder if it was a good thing or a bad thing. Finally, the ending has a bad situation, because when you have all of the food that you need, you have all of the company that you don't need. And at first it was really a lot of fun, but after a while, they had to do something to stop this. Read the book if you want to find out what they did. Now, I wanted to tell you about my experience with St. Patrick's Day. It was a very important day, and we dyed our hair green. But we didn't have green shampoo, and we didn't have green dye for our kids' hair like we do today. So my mom would dye it with food coloring, which was great, until you had to stand up in front of a group of people and recite an Irish poem from memory. And you were nervous, and you were shaking, and you were sweating, and all of a sudden, big green rivulets were falling from your hair. You were sweating so badly that the green food coloring had become wet and was creeping slowly down our hair and our faces and over our eyes. And of course, what happened then? What do you think my friends did? They all laughed and thought it was hilarious. But you know what? We kept doing it for several years because it was so much fun to be Irish for that one special day, to be proud of being Irish for that one special day. I hope you enjoy these books. I certainly do.